So as I was doing the interview, my students were transitioning through classes and they all wanted to come and say hi. And they are honestly one of the best parts about working at KIS. They're kind, they're caring, they're open-minded, and they're really great students. Right, guys?
Yes!
All right, now go to your specials. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm finishing my first term of my second year at KIS, and I am currently a grade 5 teacher in the PYP. Last year I was grade 4 and I got to move up to grade 5, which has been kind of my white whale of school grades to teach at. But through talking with the administrative staff and the team, I finally got to come to grade 5, which I'm very excited about. This is my 4th international school. I'm originally from the United States. I started my international journey in Cameroon in West Africa. Then I jumped to the other side of the world to go to South Korea, then to the other side of the world to go to Guatemala, and now I'm here in Thailand, where I'm hoping to spend a significant amount of time because it's really a great place to be, both at KIS and in Bangkok. So as this is my 4th international school, and the previous ones that I was only at for 2 years. So I really was looking with a discerning eye to find a place that I could spend a substantial amount of years. So with the location of Bangkok, myself being a scuba diver and having access to the underwater world very easily, also really looking to see, does the school really live its mission and values? Also, is the school really a PYP thinking school? Through my interview process and my first year at the school and first term this year, I'm really seeing that KIS does follow through with what they say that they do. It's an environment of collaborative teachers and learners with a supportive administrative staff where you are allowed to try things out without being micromanaged by your administrative team. The coordinators are helpful and supportive, and PYP really works together to highlight the students' strengths and to elevate our teaching practices. We've started a little bit more intentional work on PLCs this year for our professional inquiries, which has been really great to strengthen my own professional skills, as well as collaborating across grade levels with teachers to improve our best practices. The key part of the mission that really resonated in me is preparing kids to be global citizens in an ever-changing world of community. Those aren't the exact words, but that's the gist that I get from it. It really helps to make the students be globally minded and have the tools and skills to do something about it. Our kids are coming from areas and families of privilege, and so to help them have that empathetic view on the world combined with the IB really helps to make them strong, empathetic, global citizens. Also, the 4 KIS core values really speak to me. They are a tenet through primary as well as through secondary school. But striving for understanding, creating a caring and inclusive environment, instilling the passion in yourself and others. But right now, as we're filming, I have my students here coming through, which they are very kind. Nadi, do you want to come say hi? You got to come really close. It's just on my face. What do you think?
I think I like KIS because they have big football pitch.
Oh, big football. Okay, all right. The last core value of taking action ethically really then connects back to the global mindedness of the students, and having those 4 simple core values in addition to the IB principles really helps to follow our mission. I think favorite memories that I have at KIS are working with students, and especially during the residential trips. Every grade level goes off and does them at different times. We obviously had a pause during COVID. So last year when I was in grade 4, it was the first time that those students were going to be away from home. So having the trust that was built between the parent community and the teaching staff to allow their students to come for 3 days and 2 nights with us to leave the campus to go and experience the outdoors and do different activities and challenges, and really seeing the students thrive, develop, and building and fostering those relationships, which of course ended with a campfire and marshmallows, as well as an inflatable obstacle course where both encouraging students to go and then having the students encourage us to go and run through the course as teachers really showed a really big community feel. where everybody's stretched outside of their comfort zones. Looking forward to this year, where we'll be taking the 5th graders for 4 days and 3 nights to the KIS National Park. Is going to be absolutely amazing. I know that the other grade levels in primary go to different places, and then the secondary students go even farther and wider outside and add in some service learning aspects of that as well, which is really wonderful to see. And through that too, with taking action ethically connected to service learning, I think that that's one of the things that really inspires me about the students. Last year, they got together to have a charity thrift market where students brought in lightly used items to raise money for a charity. And then we actually had students that connected to their passions made things. They baked goods, they made different arts and crafts and things like that to sell, which was not anything that was directed by students. It was really student action led by an entire group of students, and seeing them come together to help lift those that maybe are not as privileged as them, but they were doing it not for them as much. They were doing it so that they could then have other opportunities that they know that they have, which has been really wonderful to see. And then as we are continuing to grow, our Taking Action Ethically, working through design cycles and community partnerships is something that we're looking forward to, so that we are not doing things for groups, but we're doing things with groups. And I know that's something that's coming through with a lot of different grade levels at KIS, which is something I'm really hopeful for the future. Bangkok has pretty much anything that you might need or want to do. You can live on a budget if you do things more Thai or local style. You can also be going to Michelin star restaurants on the weekends and flying island hopping around and doing everything in between. So Thailand itself as a country has a really rich culture that is very different everywhere that you go. So you can go to the islands, you can go up to Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, see the temples. There's a lot of free activities to do, as well as more extravagant things to do. It's a really welcoming culture. The Thai are friendly and supportive and welcoming. I personally do not have a motorbike yet, but I ride on the Grab bikes, which is similar to Uber. And you get through traffic a lot better, but traffic can be a little much in a major city, especially in a car. But the world is your oyster here. You can go on public transit, different places all within Bangkok, and easily rent a car, rent a driver, or take long haul buses or flights to get to Thailand and all of the neighboring countries. It is a relatively inexpensive place, but again, it depends on what you want to do. You could go and get street boat noodles, or you could go again to like a Michelin star restaurant or anything, anywhere in between. So all cuisines are here. Grocery stores are wonderful. It makes life very, very easy. So coming to Bangkok, again, being my 4th international school, I was really pleasantly surprised that the school gives you temporary housing at a place that is closer to campus, with a shuttle bus that brings you back and forth, so then you have the time to find somewhere else. One of the really great things is the majority of the apartments are furnished, so you do not need to bring all of your items and ship them across the world. I have done that with some of my art and things, but you don't need to bring that many things with you. There's also IKEA. There's now even one on Sukhumvit. So there's IKEAs around if you do need to get other things, as well as smaller scale markets and things like that. And again, advice for Bangkok would also be, you can get pretty much anything that you need. So before, when I taught in West Africa, or even going down over to South Korea or Guatemala, I was like, ooh, what do I need that I'm not going to be able to get at home? You can get pretty much anything that you want here. It might take a little bit longer time if it's coming from overseas. You can order from the States, but you have to pay taxes on that. But again, you can get pretty much anything here, or a version similar enough to it. So again, the ease of life is really, really great. It's an easy city to live in. And so the advice would be to just come with an open mind and take the time to explore and find your areas in the city that you really like, find people both in the school community and outside to do things with, and just really enjoy the always summertime weather. Sometimes it's a little hot, but everywhere has air conditioning, so that's nothing that you have to worry too much about. But it's a really wonderful place to be, and it's somewhere that I can see myself being for a long period of time. So the KIS community is a really great place to be. There, again, are lots of activities that you can do on campus and outside of campus. If you're looking to do something, you can send a message out, and I'm sure that there'll be people to go and do it with you. There's sports activities that are happening on campus as well as outside of campus, and it's never a exclusive activity. You're always welcome to join and reach out, saying, you know, what are you doing? What are things that are happening? We eat lunch together collaboratively and share and talk about our lives, as well as, you know, school bits and bobs, kind of an informal setting to help us with that collaborative nature, both in teaching and then outside. Going on trips and excursions, exploring for the newer staff, and then getting tips and advice from some of the staff that has been there here a little bit longer of when is the best time to go to different places, when is not a good time to go to places, where to stay, what to do, where to eat. It really, the school is full of people that have been at Bangkok for a long time, as well as people that are very new to Bangkok, like myself. And so finding that mesh and that match and that community feel is really there. We do all live in different areas around the town. Some people live very close to KIS, others live a little bit farther out on like the Sukhumvit line. And so there really is a nice balance of different areas that people are in. And again, you can always find somebody from school to do something with, or that will guide you to do something that matches your interests as well.